Oh, we are back here. It is a Monday. So much went down since the last time you saw myself, DRS, and Jeff Nadu on Friday. Big doings over the weekend. Father's Day will catch up. World Cup action. Major League Baseball action. You know we have you covered. But, Jeff, sometimes we start a show and we are live. We will get to every topic we need to get to. But a lightning bolt was sent out there this morning from the state of Michigan. Dusty May leaving Michigan after a championship to head down to Texas to take the Mavs job, Jeff. I needed, I needed what you have to say about this.
Yeah, first of all, how you doing, my brother? How was the
Good.
Father's Day? You
Yeah,
had a good,
really good.
good. Well, I'm not a father, so
Yeah.
I had all these people. Happy Father's Day. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm not a father, bro. But yeah, no, this is huge.
Yeah.
But this is what a professional does. He challenges himself. You look at that situation. I mean, that's a great job to go down to. Really good. I know not everybody loves some of the people involved with the Mavs, but you still have Mark Cuban involved. That's a great city, great place to live. You've got one of the youngest, most talented players to coach. I've said before, I think Cooper Flagg, I don't think it's any secret, is a transcendent basketball player, right? You go and improve your team. We obviously see that it doesn't take as long to win and win quickly in the NBA. Dusty May, outside of Danny Hurley, is the best coach in college basketball. And I guess the question I would have for the people that say, well, he should have stayed there, what more is there to do? You won a national title. Your whole team has been gutted. They're all going to the league as well. This is what you do. You continue to rise. In the last 5 years, Donnie, this guy has went from coaching at FAU, and he's now in the NBA going to make a boatload of money. You got to give him a lot of credit. There is no loyalty in this stuff. They don't have loyalty to you. You don't need to have loyalty to them, period.
No, it's a great topic to start off. And a little bit later in the show, Jeff, we're going to get some in-depth analysis from you on what that means for Michigan, what that means for the Mavericks. And also, a topic that's not going to stop hitting us, Jeff, also as well, is the NBA draft. Round number 1 is tomorrow. I know you had some big-time thoughts on that. We've got some great guests coming up on the show. But we sort of like to hit everything at once here at the top of the show, which also means, Jeff, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's coming right down to the wire here on the trade deadline. It's going to be either Miami or Boston. We'll get into that and all that more a little bit later in the show. But Jeff, a little snippet on that. Who do you think's actually going to win that race here? Because it looks like Jaylen Brown's up on the market as well.
Yeah, it looks like from what we're hearing, it looks like Boston's kind of in the lead right now. But look, two very good situations for him either way, whether it's Miami or Boston. We talked last week about why, to me, I think Florida is the better idea, just from a money standpoint. Again, there's tax implications, but both are going to be opportunities where he can win. The cultures are great at both spots. This is the great part about being someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo is you're going to make a ton of money. And now the goal is to go and win somewhere else. And he's going to have his choice of where. I mean, Donnie, let me ask you, where would you rather live? Boston or?
It's not even close. It doesn't even register. Like, I would be in Miami all day long. The nicest weather, beautiful females out there, low state cell test. Why would you not like that? If you said, Donnie, forget about the NBA draft, just pick where you want to go. It's Miami every single time over every city, Jeff. Every one of them.
Well, you got to think too, he is married, right?
Yep.
He's kind of an old school guy. He's from Greece, right? So it's, I'm not saying the same climate, but you don't got to deal with cold weather. But he's now used to it because he lived in Milwaukee. So I'm sure he'll be a professional. But yeah, the NBA draft's exciting. This is the best draft in a really long time. You have some really transcendent players up top.
And if you guys are just watching right now, Crossing Lines, these are the topics we get to. When we get breaking news, we hit it right off the bat to let you know. We get any goals in the World Cup. We get any runs in Major League Baseball. We're live. This is what we do on Crossing Lines. And again, Jeff Nadu, Donnie Rightside here, growing this thing day by day, Jeff. When we left on Friday, we had around 340 subs. Today, over 300. It looks like 73 right now as we have. All we ask you guys to do is hit that like button, subscribe, come in the chat box and say hello as we can bring all this information to you. Now, Jeff, it was Father's Day weekend. And look, we're getting older in life, so I tend to enjoy things time to time. Birthdays are one of those, Jeff. So, I know you had a couple tweets out this weekend here about the big birthday coming up. And do we need explanations for that, or what can we look forward to?
Well, the thing is, I'm getting a lot of questions on this, Number one, there are no tickets for this. This is at a bar, a club that I'm very close to the people. I said, hey, look, I want to do this. Listen, if you come, if you get in, you get in, okay? Is it going to be popping? Is it going to be crazy? Probably. But yeah, I mean, if you live close, you live in the area, you want to come chill. One thing I can guarantee, you'll have a great time. You get to hang with me. We'll have a good time, and we're gonna run it up. We're gonna have a great time.
Nah, it's
I
good
said that
stuff.
about 4 times.
Yeah. What? By the way, what year we got on this, Jeff? For you coming around, we allowed to say the age of
I will
the
be 37 years old.
37, headed towards. So you're right in that strike zone of getting married, sitting down, relaxing, and having some fun. Now, how do we feel? Could we find you maybe the babe that you're going to stick with for the rest of your life at your birthday party, since it's going to be such a big shindig?
No.
Ah, come on. Why not, though? You know, you can't
Listen,
say no. You can't shut it down.
Donnie, there's a couple of things that I
Yeah.
want to explain. Okay, number one, I'm not cut out for that world, that marriage world.
Yeah, you are.
It's just no, I'm not. I'm not. I don't want to share my bed with anyone. I don't. I don't think about that. And look, Donnie, here's the truth
Yeah.
of the matter. I also have to be very careful. The person I give my time to, the person I give my future to, has to be worthy of that. And I haven't necessarily found it yet. You never know. Maybe I'll meet her at my birthday, but you know, generally when you go out, you meet a girl, it's for the night, just like Saturday night. As usual, I had the best looking girl in there. We said our goodbyes, and then I probably won't see her for a couple of months.
There it is. Chef Nadu, straight from the skis there, coming up here, having some fun. Birthday going to be on the horizon. But, Jeff, you know what else we have today, too? World Cup action. Did you know Argentina, Austria going to be kicking off while we're live on this show at 1 p.m.? Then we have France and Iraq. Then we have Norway, Senegal, Jordan, Algeria, and a lot of good stuff. By the way, Jeff, over the weekend, what did you see from the World Cup? What did you like?
Well, look, I gotta keep taking shrapnel from fading the US. I think it will pay off eventually. I really do, because I don't think this team is as good as like the top teams. I think they've gotten lucky with the draw. Looks like they're gonna keep getting lucky with the teams they're gonna play, but eventually I'm gonna smash them against them and I'm gonna get paid for it. So you gotta be willing to go back to the well, do things. But I'll tell you what, you look at the 6 goals they've scored, Donnie. 3 have come from their opponents. Okay. So, again, the competition's not great. I am curious when they play a real team, what that will look like, maybe down the road. Like even like just upping the quality a little bit to like a Norway or someone like that. Iran, that could be a possible matchup coming up.
Yeah.
Talk about the real world. That's a wild matchup if we get it. But Argentina, Austria, I'll tell you, really interesting match. You have 2 teams that can really score. Very good going forward. But, Donnie, I got away from betting baseball, and I'm not sure why. This tournament, the World Cup, has been a mess for me. I have not won at all, really. But I go out with baseball yesterday. Yeah. I'm fired back with a winner. I've not lost in this show betting baseball. Okay, I want to make that
charm, man. The good luck charm is being on Major League Baseball and crossing lines right now. That's how we get down. That's how we do business here. But by the way, you know what I do like about the World Cup, Jeff, is the soccer is phenomenal because it's the best of the best playing against the best, and it really means something. U.S.-Australia, which was in Seattle, it was spectacular. The views, the beauty out there, the crowd. And by the way, U.S. never loses in Seattle. But you know what's a shame of it all? We're East Coasters here. And I guess if the U.S. makes it to the World Cup final, which obviously is a long shot to do that, they're not coming east of the Mississippi here, Jeff. Like, it's all out on the West Coast. Why couldn't we have a game in L.A., a game in Kansas City, and a game in New York? We didn't want that here? What's up with that?
Yeah, I was looking at that myself because, as you know, I'm going out to Vegas next week for a while, and I was thinking, like, wow, it'd be kind of cool to go to like Allegiant Stadium to like a game, and I noticed like they don't change locations, I don't believe, so we're just kind of are where we are. But Seattle's cool. You're right. That's a great, beautiful city. They got some great fans out there. My only knock, and again, I know that you didn't necessarily see it, but I don't know. I'm still trying to understand why that game wasn't on at 8 and Haiti, Brazil was at 8. I don't understand the point of that. But either way, it was great. And the U.S., they've started quick, which is great, right? You get quick. And both goals they've gotten early were own goals from the other team. That's a really nice start to have. They haven't looked back. But the rest of the World Cup's been messy. You look at, like yesterday, a lot of these teams that you felt like, you look at like a Uruguay, who's like a middling type team, you got to beat Cape Verde. I don't know what the hell that goalkeeper was doing when the second goal, but Cape Verde, you need storylines like that. The problem is when you have these Cinderella teams that either advance or whatever, and we see it in the NCAA tournament. It's cool to have an upset in the first day, but you don't want, no offense, you don't want Florida Atlantic in a Final Four, okay? You don't want San Diego State in the Final Four. You don't want Yeah, it doesn't work. Loyola Chicago, you got blowouts. You want the best teams. You want the best side. So hopefully that will happen.
Like we all, what Jeff's talking about is what I sincerely subscribe to specifically when you get into March Madness. It's just the theory behind, hey, the upsets are fun until they happen and you realize you can get Kentucky versus Duke, but you get JMU versus Duke. And okay, it's all right, but that's not what we wanted. So I always say, Jeff, in college basketball, you can bet the game you can win it, but the more powerhouse team always advances, even if they get upset. I know you can't do it, but theory is correct here. The Final Four, we want all blue bloods there because that's what we want to watch. Yeah, it's nice for them to have the upsets, but it's not nice when you actually have to watch the upsets after that, and you could have got some epic matchup.
And this is why, like, I think one of the easiest things to bet a lot of the time is the second round of the NCAA tournament, right? So the Saturday, Sunday games, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, for instance, this past year, Miami, Ohio, first four, they shocked the world and beat, who they beat? NC State, I think, or somebody. They then get Tennessee in the next round.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround. They got fucking pummeled. Like, nobody wants to see those teams. And what it sets up is a great opportunity to bet and make money. But yeah, I hope you see, I would love to see the U.S. make a little run because it adds to the sentiment. And what you have, Donnie, is people that literally would whine 2 weeks ago about soccer's boring.
Yes, correct.
Now they know everything about
jerseys,
soccer,
Jeff.
and they're Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah. Now they're in their house doing this with the wife. U.S. just scored and fantastic stuff, and away you go. So, I mean, that's what happens at this point. Did you know, Jeff, this date in history right now? First time, U.S. beats Colombia 2-1. First World Cup win since 1950. On this day, Jeff, June 22nd, 1994, man. Boy, by the way, do you remember the 94 World Cup at all? Do you have any recollection of that?
No, I was only like 4 or 5 years old. But I'm trying to think, like, in history, that was Alexi Lawless. Was he on that team?
Yes, the 94 team, yeah. Who was it? Was Tony Meola, maybe? Was Tony Meola the
Tony
goalie?
Meola, yeah. I've heard of him, yeah. But also, when you look at Colombia around that time, you don't want to be on the wrong end of a bad goal for Colombia because Pablo Escobar, he's, that's kind of, it's a rough time for Colombia. So
look, national pride at that point, a lot of money riding on the line here. Don't do that. And by the way, if you score the winning goal, Jeff, what are you coming home to? Your own plantation, your own mansion. There's about 6 or 7 BMWs in the driveway. You can have that good old life at this point. But over the weekend, Jeff, we did see some interesting stuff. Spain, which game number 1? Oh, man, what are they doing? Game number 2 turned it up. And also, Lamine Yamal, 18 years old, Jeff, finding the back of the net. If you don't know who this kid is here, they've been doing a lot of hype and a lot of previews over him. Came into the World Cup banged up, but only needed a couple minutes, Jeff, to cash in that ticket right away. There he is, Lamine Yamal, bang, 1-0 Spain. He was on the board quick in that one.
Yeah, he's fantastic, as we know. I mean, he's one of the futures of the game, right? He's only 18. 60 Minutes did a great interview with him.
I watched it, Jeff. It was great.
Yeah, very interesting. You talk about a kid, man. You look at the world in front of you. You're an 18-year-old kid. I mean, is that about the best life you could possibly have, right? You're a good-looking kid. You're young. You'll be a billionaire by the time you're done with all this.
Speaks some English, too. Huge for the marketplace, man. It's huge. Yeah. And by the way, you're speaking about that 60 Minutes, which I caught up to that. I had no idea who the kid was. Heard his name in the past, but from like a sports level perspective of like, didn't he have the picture when he was a baby and somehow won the lottery with Messi? Yeah. I mean, it's a ridiculous story. Like, you can't even play. Like, how does that happen? And the kid turns out to be the future probably of soccer/football.
And it's, you look at soccer for the most part, it's, generally most of these kids are coming from very humble beginnings, right? He grew up pretty poor. I mean, he's actually, I believe, mostly North African, if I know, and then they grew up in Spain. But yeah, it's a wild story. And he's, obviously, I think he was scouted when he was like 5 or 6, right? Like you think about this country, like you scout kids in NFL when they're in like, I don't know, like late high school.
Yeah.
I mean, you scout a kid at 6, for Christ's sakes. That's insane.
Putting them up there, pushing them up to listen. By the way, like, this is the time, we all watch the Olympics, Jeff. Like, oh, rest of the world never heard about this person. Couple gold medals, man, you bank for the rest of your life. And we know this kid is already going to be good, but you're telling me now at 18 years old, in the biggest market in the world, that this guy is going to dominate on the biggest stage? Like, infinity stone money this kid's going to make, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. No, he'll be probably close to being a billionaire. He's only 18, right?
Yep.
Figure the next 20 years.
Braces. He's got braces still, Jeff.
Right. Yeah, he looks like a young kid. It's
By the way,
impressive.
getting the bets up, but you're a Cape Verde people. And oh, hold on, I have a bone to pick, by the way. And again, you could probably say, like, Donnie, that's why the U.S. calls it soccer, and we have some fun with that. And Mr. B says if we win the World Cup, it's always going to be called soccer. It's all fun in that. You know what I can't get by, Jeff? Because in American sports, we're taught column number 1, win, column number 2, loss, column number 3, tie. But that's not the way the World Cup does it. Like, I see, like, Iran is 0-2-1. So be like, oh, they lost their first 2 games. That's ridiculous. Like, no, they tied. It's taken me a little bit to look at the standings and understand. Same thing with Uruguay, Jeff. 2 ties. Cape Verde, 2 ties here. We got an unbelievable third game in a lot of these groups to look forward to.
Well, and that's why they set it up like that, right? Yeah, a draw is not bad, right? Yep. You're just looking to get a point, correct, right? NHL used to do that, didn't they? Didn't they used to have like a tie system? Or they still do?
No, there is a tie. Yeah, there is a tie. It's all convoluted on the way you read things at this point, but it just was interesting to me. Like, oh man, Iran's having a really bad tournament. No, they're not. Like 2 ties so far. No. You get a win in 2 ties, you're advancing. You're in.
Oh, absolutely. The goal in the World Cup is you don't want to obviously lose, and you don't want to lose like 7-1, 5-1. Like you don't want that to happen because your goal differential is shot out. Real quick, I see a guy in the chat, Jack. Okay. Maybe he's going to send me some drinks. You don't have to do that, my man. Just. Ooh. Happy birthday is just fine. It'll be so convoluted.
Stellas, man.
I appreciate the thought, though. You don't have to do that. Just show love to the show. That's all you need to do, Jack. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's all Jeff's asking for. Jeff, your birthday present. Like, subscribe, and comment. That's it. That's all the big man. He'll handle his Stellas. He'll get that all comped up there in the VIP behind the velvet ropes. Picking the ladies out there, who's coming up here, who's getting the DJ booth, who's playing the music at this point. Like, subscribe, and comment. That's all we ask for. Growing the show day by day with the information. That's a lot of fun. The topics only get better. Jeff, did you, and I know you know this, I like to just preface a question. It's June 22nd. Once we flip the calendar to July, Jeff, halfway through the month, every team in the NFL is in training camp. And away we go. College football, you name it. Like, I know it just brings a smile to your face because when football is here, we plowed into overdrive. And we're just getting started on the topics that we have and a lot of fun. The caps will come. The information will come. You wait and see, Jeff. When we talk about football season, August and on, afterburners, baby. We're in it. We're in it.
Yeah, it's king shit then. Like, you got so much going on, so many storylines. They write themselves.
Yep. Absolutely. And by the way, chat box firing off on a Monday. Love to see it at this point right now. Any other thoughts, Jeff, on the World Cup action that you've had over the weekend? Because we're going to cap a little bit later in the show and go over the games themselves. But what was your takeaway from this weekend? There you go. Mo Salah, one of the best players in the world. Boom. Egypt now. 1 win and 1 tie here after knocking off New Zealand. I believe New Zealand, Jeff, scored first in that game too.
Yeah, they scored 3 goals in the second half, I want to say. Yeah, I had a horrifically bad Friday. I had a pretty bad Saturday, and I just really didn't get involved yesterday. Yeah, baseball was where it was. I had a Coors over. It was 8-1 going into the 8th, 8-6 final. Beautiful.
Yep. That's the way it happens, man. Some of those, when they say like
the gambling gods are going to take all your money.
It happens at times, Jeff. Like it absolutely happens at times.
Donnie,
That's okay.
I don't know if you saw Friday night. I was down bad. I said, you know what? I never do this as a gambler because I don't want to do it, but I'm going to say it. I see Haiti 22-1. I'm like, maybe Brazil's just not good. Maybe Haiti shocks them like Cape Verde type. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just bet Haiti. They're down 3-0, like 30 minutes in. So
just getting run out of the bill. Just, hey, man, some of those numbers work out, and they're going to come. But again,
but
when
Donnie,
we get into the knockout stages with the monster nations here, it's going to be tremendous stuff.
But that's like when, like, and I don't mean to be graphic, but it's like you're a heroin addict, and you're like, let me just try fentanyl once. It'll be fine.
Clip that and send it out at this point.
Like,
right now.
It's like,
once, Jeff. How about just once, try it there.
I was shooting
fentanyl lean. You want to do the lean?
I was shooting the needle with a bad needle, man. It was not good.
Jeff Nadu chasing here. And you know what? That's a perfect little segue to get into because we got some fun coming up, which includes the guest coming on right now, Ryan García, straight out of Denver, baby, joining us now to talk some NFL action. And by the way, when we talk NFL action, we got some hot topics to go over. Ryan García, welcome into Crossing Lines, brother. Thanks for joining us today. Good deal, man. Right. Hey, by the way, for the audience that's watching now that doesn't know Ryan García, bring it to us. Give us a little lead in for you.
Man, Denver sports betting owner, been around 8 years in the scene, born and raised here in Colorado. So, I'm a homer, but I love all the teams. But yeah, I'm ready for this, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Amen. Jeff, what do you got for him? Come
Oh,
on, man.
sorry.
Denver, Bo Nix
No,
action? What do you got?
Hold on.
What do you got?
I got a little background on my headphones. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Take it out, Donnie. Give me 20 seconds.
Good deal. So why don't we start here in Denver itself? You know as well as I do, you're a Denver fan. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Getting to the Super Bowl, Denver's done that many times, multiple world championships here. You should have been in the Super Bowl last year. Sometimes just get some bad breaks, and that is pun intended. Tell me a little bit about first, Bo Nix, what he's going through this offseason, and is he going to be ready in 100%?
Man, the ankle does scare me a little bit. I know he had that second procedure, but yeah, he's going to be ready. I know they're not going to rush it at all. Yeah, last year should have been our year. It really was. Like it really was our year. I couldn't believe you could imagine that roller coaster that we were on when by the time I got home from the party, had the drinks and everything, like I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a crazy joke. But, I think this year with Waddle, we made it there that far with the number one receiver core for drops. So if we can cut that down a little bit, we'll be right back there. I'm not worried.
Yeah, we'll have you on multiple times this season talking some of that Denver action out there because, again, it's a player. They're not talking, hey, let's bring Ryan Garcia to talk about the New York Jets. Like, no, the Broncos are going to be a player this year, added and should have been in the Super Bowl, even with the backup quarterback. But sometimes you got to live to learn and fight another day. Let's get into some other news topics here. Jeffrey Simmons rings the bell from that cash register for $100 million guaranteed here with the Tennessee Titans. Now, Jeff and I, Ryan, are Philadelphia Eagles fans. There's another big-time defensive tackle in the city of Philadelphia that see that going like, oh, yeah, baby, it's pay time.
Oh, man, Jalen Carter is celebrating. He's already popping the bottles for this one, So this had to have happened, though. Like, if you're on these dumpster fire teams, like, you're gonna pay. You're going to pay for a top star. And this guy's been consistent. So, this is huge. But, yeah, your boy Carter he's already copping the new Benz knowing he's going to get paid.
Damn right.
I'm not hearing anything, Tom. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Come on, man. Like, Ryan's coming in with so much star power here. You're not even getting all the knowledge soaked up. Don't worry about it. We'll handle it from here and have some fun with this stuff. But he is going to ring that. Now, we're still in that low. And take me through, like, your fandom as well. Because me, as I opened up as an Eagles fan, like, I look at the month of June saying, okay, the storm is coming next month. How do you build up to this? And also, give me a quick preview on your Denver Broncos. Any team totals that you're looking at here? Is it too much too soon or big expectations out there in Denver?
Oh, man. Last year, like, we had the big expectations. We lived up to them more than what people thought we would. This year, I still like the over. I still like the over for what we're going to do. I still think we're going to compete with the Chiefs. Chargers are going to do Chargers things. Raiders are going to do Raiders things. So, I like the over for us for sure. I don't think you can doubt on like what what we did with that contract of Russell Wilson with us. That's crazy. That's unheard of. So to have that off the books, do what we did in the offseason, which wasn't a lot, but we got Waddle. I think we'll be right back there. So I like the over for this season.
Fantastic. Jeff, what do you got out there? You hearing us? You got us?
I couldn't hear the guest. I couldn't hear the guest. It's not my thing. I think it's Zoom. I don't know. Either way, Johnny, seriously, if you're a bad team, why are you giving this individual $100+ million? He's a defensive tackle, for God's sakes.
Maybe building, Jeff. Building on
something. Building what?
But by the way, in the NFL, though, Jeff, you got to pay somebody. Like, you do have a salary floor. You can't just pay everybody like it's the Marlins at this point or the Pittsburgh Pirates. Somebody's got to get paid. And if you're the best in the game, you're going to get paid.
Fair enough. But you just drafted a quarterback, number one, okay? Or what was he, top 3? You then drafted a receiver. Go out and get big-time players on the offensive side that actually score points. You want to give this to a corner? Fine. I just never have understood. This is not a player, unless you're on a really good team, that is going to change the trajectory of how many games you win. She's not.
Yeah, just is there. By the way, Ryan, we got some good stuff to get into as well. I know you like viral topics in the NFL, and the one I just can't get enough of, San Francisco 49ers, I guess you could still call him wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Ryan, rising to the occasion of one of the best wide receivers in football, then gets paid, and everybody tells him, hey, got to get paid as soon as you can, and he did. Then he gets injured. Whoo! Thank goodness you have that bonus money. How did he come to an agreement with the 49ers to take his bonus money? Now he wants out of town. The 49ers are playing hardball, and he seems like he's off his rocker right now.
What has he done? What has he done to be able to demand this trade, to try to go where he wants? Like, the dude has what? He's played 7 games in the past 2 years. Like, come on. This guy has no real friends, or they'd be telling him, yo,
No.
just sit down, shut up, and get things figured out. He has no real friends for him acting like this, because come on. Once again, what has he done?
By the way, let me just get Jeff. Let me get a follow-up question on this too, because you even saw some of the highlighted videos of him not on the football field, but driving 100 miles an hour by the San Francisco 49ers stadium, which then months later, they're like, hey, don't put a crime on tape. He does it, and they're coming back to charge him here. If you are another team, like apparently he wants to go to the Commanders, and the Niners are like, we'll hold you as long as possible till we can get compensation. But at one point, you realize, as another NFL organization, this guy's lost it. You can't give up anything for Aiyuk.
It doesn't matter. He knows deep down that he's a very talented individual and he'll get paid what he wants and they'll take him where he wants. Donnie, you look at some of the people that have been accepted in the NFL, right? You have, I mean, AJ Brown, or not AJ Brown, what's his name? The kid from the Steelers.
Brown?
Yeah, Antonio Brown. Complete nutcase. Again, makes money, made a ton of money. Look at Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill beat and strangled his pregnant girlfriend and is accepted in the NFL. Nobody cares. This is small potatoes. Brandon Aiyuk, yeah, he's a receiver. They crash out and do stupid things. Yeah, maybe someone needs to reel him in a little bit, but it ain't going to affect him. He'll go somewhere. He'll get what he wants eventually.
By the way, Ryan, on that topic here, just to double down on, do you think Aiyuk gets traded before training camp begins? Or is this one of those somebody's going to wait out till they got an injury and then get forced to trade him? Like, when do you think that timeline actually moves on him?
I think it's got to be soon. If you're the 49ers, you don't want to go into camp with like this over in the media, over the head of the team. Like, no, like you got to do it before. Just cut the cord, just get it done with, and then you're done with it. Don't have that circus kind of going into camp at all.
No, Donnie, I want to go back quickly to Denver because I remember that game so well. Do you remember that day? It was like the worst snowstorm of the year around here. It was like a Sunday, I remember. And they played the Patriots. It was snowing out there, too. It happened at the worst time. Bo Nix, then you have the injury. It's just brutal. Brutal stuff.
By the way, correct me if I'm wrong there, Ryan. Double-digit lead in that game for the Denver Broncos and a couple questionable calls by Peyton. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that was.
Peyton was terrible in that
game. he was throwing ducks, man. Like that was.
Talk about crashing out. He crashed out bad. I mean, you look though in the AFC. I mean, I'll ask you guys. I mean, is Denver? I mean, they're not better than New England. They're not better than the Chargers. They're not better than the Bills. They're not probably better than the Chiefs. I mean, they're still a team who, in the pecking order. I mean, did they get better? I mean, Jalen Waddle makes them a little bit better. They got to be better with the drops. You're 100% right on that.
I think they are. I think we're right back there because of the defense. That's always been our thing. Our defense has always carried us these past years. It's just we couldn't score with anyone. So now that we got Bo, once again, like there was times last year when you're like sold on him, like, oh, this is our future. And then there's other times when you're looking at him and you're just like, man, I don't know if this is the guy. So I hope he kind of changes that this year. But with our defense hands down keeps us in there every game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch Denver Broncos this year, talking with Ryan Garcia. Denver's finest out here, as we like to say. One more quick topic I want to hit with you that went viral. Sometimes don't press send, and sometimes you just get yourself in trouble. Geno Smith is trying to win himself a, quarterbacking job, and the baby mama drama's catching up with him. Oh, no, not paying attention to your kid, playing too much Call of Duty, man. These things never work in your favor, specifically, Ryan, in the offseason. Crazy times.
What a hit to the jaw for Geno once again, man, like once again, you got to wait for the proof or anything like that, but it's not the NFL offseason if it's not for these players getting in trouble. So we'll have to see what becomes of this. But if you're a Jets fan, like you are already not happy about going to the season with Geno, but let's look at their backups.
Yeah.
You got Cade, Klubnik, you got Brady Cook, and then you got Bailey Zapp. I'm taking the under all day. That 5.5, give me the under. I'm hammering that because if Geno does get in trouble for this, does anybody know these other guys at all? I'm taking the under all day.
Sounds like a new quarterback and a new coach next year for those New York Jets, and that's the way we do it here. Ryan, let us know where we can find you on social media and what you're up to here.
So at Denver Sports Betting. So we do have a show, the Denver Sports Betting Show, that streams here locally on Fox 31. You can stream it on their website. But check us out. But man, I'm excited for you guys, man. I'm excited to jump back on, and talk some of these sports, talk about these Broncos as well too.
Exactly. Denver on our minds, Nuggets on our minds. Ryan Garcia, the go-to guy. Ryan, thanks so much for joining us today on Crossing Lines here. We'll catch up to you soon. Thanks again, my man.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go. A little Denver action, Jeff. Getting your day started on a Monday here, getting those hot topics in the NFL. But again,
one thing about this Geno Smith.
Go
What's this woman doing? What a complete dumpster fire. Why are you
Checks are gonna
filming,
get cut,
dude?
Jeff. Checks are going to get cut off.
Why are we filming this dude doing this stuff? Why are you? What kind of trash bag does this?
Nope.
Let me film my guy and put him in a bad light. Like, man,
this is why they run in the same circles, Jeff. You got to get a secure female out there that understands.
Yeah, we got to stop doing this. We got to stop hitching our wagons to these people, these trash bag women that do stuff like this.
Now, how about this, Jeff? Talking about bags, not trash bags, but maybe trash bags full of cash. Let's get some breaking news out here right now that we started the show with. I still can't believe it. NIL money flowing through Michigan. National championship, Jeff, at Michigan. Dusty May, one of the best coaches in college. What was that paycheck he's now getting from the Dallas Mavericks to go with Cooper Flagg, and away they go? How about that story, Jeff? Again, this is right in your wheelhouse. Nobody expected this today. The NBA takes lead here because Dusty May's going there.
Yeah, I think we thought a couple of years ago Danny Hurley was going to make that jump and go coach the Lakers. Yes. He decided to stay at UConn, and that's just for him. It was the right decision. But yeah, this is a bombshell. I mean, you didn't see this coming. It's not like the last time we saw Dusty May, he was cutting down the nets, winning a national title. But you look at what happened. Everybody leaves. Mara, Landenborg, everybody. Still, though, you look at the team coming back, they were going to be right in the mix to win another one. But when you're a professional, when you're someone who, and you look at any walk of life you're in, I look at my life in this world, the content world. When I first started, it was trying to build an audience. Then it was, I had an audience. Let me go somewhere else, get my own show. You kind of want to always challenge yourself, right? And keep going up. And I think when you're May, look at the NBA now, like I said earlier, it's a lot easier to win quicker. Look at the Spurs, right? Spurs were one of the worst teams in the NBA a year or two ago. Now they're in the NBA Finals with a young coach. I'll ask you this. Do you think if Dusty May was the coach of the Spurs, what would have happened? Probably not. But it's going to be more interesting to me on where Michigan goes from here because, it's a little easier, I think, now in college basketball if you're a Michigan team to win. But, the allure of going to Michigan was the success that May just built. You wanted to build that long term. He's now gone. So, but look, I saw Portnoy mention this, and he's a Michigan guy. When you're a team that wins, we see this with the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a different offensive coordinator every year because they win, and a team comes in and swoops them and takes them out. But you always want to kind of go higher.
Now, understand this too. You look at May and he leaves. And I know you had a great tweet today, which I agree with you. And again, we're going to get into like paying the players and do all this. It's always been this way. Coaches can come as they go, as they please. If there's more money, they will leave. I love, own up to the cut. This is real life at this point. You are getting paid. You are going to leave for a better opportunity. The same way people sit at their desk here and be like, I'm going to go from Merrill Lynch over to BlackRock or whoever you're going to at this point now. This is what it is. He should have stayed for less money and he's trapped at Michigan. Like, help me out on this year. Your thoughts, I know what they are already. Tell the people.
Well, it's funny because the people that say this stuff, let me tell you something. Do you think if Dusty May came in and they were the second worst team in the Big Ten for 2-3 straight years?
Yeah, they'd give him another 3 years?
No. They'd cut him loose and bring somebody else in. They don't have loyalty. This is a business, period. And the funny thing is, the people that say anything generally are fans who work normal jobs like, again, you just brought up the thought of finance, but let's say you're a salesman, okay, and you make a commission and a salary, and another sales company comes in and says, you know what? Not only are you going to make higher commissions, we're going to pay you more hourly, and you get better hours. Of course you're going to go and advance.
Scumbag left.
Listen, stop. And look, I could say this because I've never really worked a regular job. I've always kind of done my own thing. Most of the time, companies don't care about you in this country. They just don't. Okay, they're going to cut you loose. If you take one day off for an emergency, they're going to cut you loose like you don't matter. So stop having loyalty to these people. And I would want, if I'm him, no offense, living in Dallas, coaching an NBA team, it's exciting. It's kind of the next step in your trajectory. And you had success in college. Now go have success in the NBA. It's a great opportunity.
Tell you, Jeff, lose a couple years, like, get the out of here, man. Get the out of here. That's what I'm going to tell you at this point right now. You know what I mean?
And remember, too, he probably makes in the area, I think he makes like $4.5 million a year at Michigan. He's probably going to get almost double, I would think.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Like, you're not prying him away from Michigan unless this is a ridiculous deal, which, again, all guaranteed money, same way it is college, but you don't have to recruit. You don't have to worry about NIL. You know where your team is day number. You have to re-recruit your player at the end of the year, which, again, Jeff, talk to me about this. Krzyzewski, no longer a coach. Jay Wright, no longer a coach. They could have kept going. Do you know what they don't want to do, Jeff? At the end of the year, coach, I didn't get enough playing time, and this guy's offering me $800,000. You only got $700,000. Like, dude, I'm out of it. I'm going to the coach's booth. I had enough of this. Like, Dusty May had a lot more years at Michigan to go. It's way easier to coach at the professional level, Jeff.
Oh, it absolutely is. And look, this is the another issue in college basketball is the old school great coach. They're becoming smaller and smaller, and that pool is becoming smaller and smaller. You mentioned Jay Wright, Tony Bennett, the Bruce Pearls. I mean, all these guys, they're all gone, right? The John Cheneys and the Jim Calhouns are long gone.
Yeah.
That type of coach is gone too. And we're kind of essentially turning over the sport to young people where, you could be a Darren Peterson and completely quit on your team. I mean, Bill Self will be out before we know it. I mean, there was rumors he was going to retire this coming year. So we have to hope, and look, I love college basketball. I always have. We have to hope that the Danny Hurleys stay, because once they leave, and where do you go now? Because we've saw the opposite, where the high-level NBA guy, right, the former player, the Patrick Ewings of the world, the Penny Hardaways of the world, that hasn't worked either. Those coming from the NBA to become a college coach, that hasn't worked either. So you have a real problem. But you're right. You also look at what he's coming into. You have a great place to live. You have a transcendent NBA player in Cooper Flagg. You have a top 10 pick coming in this year. That's a team all of a sudden. You have a Kyrie Irving, who's still a very good player. Derek Lively. You have some really good players down there. And what do we see across the state? That team just went to the NBA Finals. So, yeah, I would be excited if I was Dusty. I think this is a great thing. He's a great guy, great coach. I think he's going to do some big things at the NBA.
No, Jeff, let me ask you a question about this, because you are the authority in college basketball. We're talking NBA. Like, hey, he's going for big money and have at it. Where does this leave Michigan? And are you going to get some names together through some sources who might take that job over?
Well, look,
who do you think would be a good spot? Who do you think would be good at Michigan?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and I got into it with one of the worst fan bases in college sports, Iowa. They're one of the worst fan bases in the college sports. And I remember when
delusional, as Jeff says.
Well, yeah, I remember when the North Carolina job had opened up, right?
Yeah.
I had made a comment that if I was Carolina, I would have threw the Brinks truck at Ben McCollum. I think he's one of the great coaches in basketball. Truly, he's an innovator, knows exactly what he's doing. And I remember these complete imbeciles from Iowa were saying, he would never leave Iowa for UNC. That's not a good job anymore. All this stupid stuff. I would go to Ben McCollum and say, what do you need? And we see him go from one Big Ten team who has no interest in basketball. They don't care about it. The facilities are nowhere near. I would do whatever I have to get him. I think you'll hear Nate Oates' name a lot. You'll hear Billy Donovan's name.
Yeah.
Another college coach down at St. Louis, Josh Schertz. I don't know if that's something they want to do. That's more of kind of a Dusty May type option, going from like a middle tier mid-major. Remember in the NCAA tournament, they played St. Louis. I would go to a more high profile. I think you'll hear the names Ben McCollum, Mark Binnington down at Vanderbilt. I would do what I had to do to get McCollum. McCollum is terrific.
Iowa fans outside Jeff's house 24/7 yelling at him.
Oh,
Jeff, come out with your hands up. I mean, come on now, right? We got all, you know what I mean? Yeah, they got the megaphone outside house. Jeff, stop it. Yeah, all that good stuff.
But again, I was totally right in my opinion. It's like just if you're a recruit, okay,
Yeah.
a high level one,
Yep.
they're never going to say, I want to go to like the best recruit they've
Caitlin Clark
had.
was there, Jeff. Come on now. Get the best
Yeah,
of the best.
but-
Fran was over there, Jeff.
Oh yeah, one of the worst coaches in the history of
I knew
basketball.
I would get you like this.
You had some good players, Luka Garza, and then they're like, "Well, we put 3 guys into the NBA in the last 5 years. North Carolina's put like 15."
Yeah.
No one in a right mind would say that North Carolina's not a significantly better job than Iowa.
You wanted the curse right there. I would have busted it out there for you as well. But that's Jeff, Iowa. And again, college basketball. You might have thought it just ended. Before you know it, it's going to be beginning again because that's how quick it goes from August all the way through to college basketball and the new year as we go. Other breaking news topics, Jeff. I know you're not a hockey guy, but here's what we're talking about again. Let me ask the big man on campus this, and I don't care. I'll call you that on this one because I need your affectionate response to this. Would you rather live in Ottawa, Canada, or would you rather go down to Sunrise, Florida, which is Miami here? Brady Tkachuk gets out of Canada to Florida to make more money, be with his brother, and a better organization. The man just won, Jeff. He just won.
I mean, look, I don't even know who these people are, but yeah, at the end of the day, I would much rather live in sunny Florida. I mean, Ottawa. That's like probably one of the least most places I would want to live on the planet.
Ottawa. I mean, the guy's in Ottawa getting buried. Now he's down in South. But can you, like, hockey season, Jeff? Which it's not even the summer months. Like, let's just say you live in Edmonton and Calgary and Winnipeg and Toronto. Yeah. It's freezing. You leave practice, Jeff. It's freezing cold. You got to get in your Lincoln Navigator just to try to get around the corner. Now you're in Miami going, hey, guys, we golfing after practice today?
That's the thing about Canada. It's like there's some beautiful cities, right? Yeah. So, like, Vancouver, Montreal,
Vancouver's awesome. Yeah, you're right. I like the BC area out there.
And also, like, when has, again, I don't know much about hockey, but when has, like, Ottawa ever been good? When has Calgary ever been good?
Lanny McDonald, 1980. When they win the Stanley Cup? 1980s, Calgary?
And that's just so funny about hockey because, like, Florida wins pretty frequently. Carolina, it's like these little,
it's not fair.
These little
it's
teams.
Not even fair, man.
They just pawn all those, like, Canada teams. It's great.
And it used to be growing up, like, hockey's never going to work in the hot areas because it's not indigenous here. And granted, it didn't work in Arizona. Vegas is a mecca of hockey. Tampa Bay is a mecca of hockey. Miami is a mecca of hockey. And as you point out, Carolina, it's supposed to be like the teams up north dominating hockey because they have more money, more revenue, they can get after it. And now the team's like, hey, it's not our fault. Everybody wants to play down south and make more money with less taxes and live in a warmer climate. It's crazy that it goes off. By the way, Jeff, you a golf guy at all? You watch golf at all?
No, I couldn't care less about golf. But let me ask you, though, real quick. Isn't there like a Kevin Tkachuk or something? Like, wasn't there like a father? He played in the league?
Tkachuk's, the Tkachuk father is to these two Tkachuk sons.
Keith. There you go.
Keith.
Okay.
Yeah, Keith
Tkachuk. Yeah. I remember him. I've heard of him.
Keith was good for the Blues back in the day. Yeah, that's dating back, NHL, playing in the 1990s was great stuff. But you want to talk about a dad having a legacy to his sons here who basically Captain America's out here. It is great stuff. But also, Jeff.
Hey, what, Donnie?
Go ahead.
Real quick before you get into this. Yep. We talked about video games.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I played.
Tomorrow it starts for me, by the way.
I used to love that NHL game. I used to play that a lot.
NHL 93, 94, I think was the one.
Yeah, I think I was playing it like 2006, 2005, but like I used to love that game. It was so fun.
By the way, gaming tomorrow going to be a hot topic, Jeff, because there will be some game systems.
Let's skip that segment.
Your boy's house. We're going to have that segment a little bit later, but U.S. Open finished up Shinnecock Hills yesterday. Very uneventful because there's a lot of other stuff going around, but Wyndham Clark was running away with it until he wasn't running away, where the crowd, typical New York, actively rooting against him to fail to bring some other guys back. But how about this also? Take a look at some of these topics. The dad took a red-eye flight that landed at 6 a.m. on Father's Day to surprise his son. Now, Jeff, I'm always a cynic at this point. You tell me Wyndham Clark, all that money he already makes. Like, Dad, why don't you fly out on Saturday or Sunday? Like, his dad had the flight. First of all, why wasn't his dad there to begin with anyway, Jeff? With his son in the lead after day 1, day 2, and heading into day number 3. Why was he not already there? Why do we have to surprise somebody with a red eye?
The surprises, Donnie. I actually thought, I didn't know Wyndham Clark was a real person. I thought that was like a hotel chain.
It is. He might as well be a hotel chain.
Yeah, I didn't even know who this. Yeah. I didn't know that he actually was a person. He won. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought that was like a hotel chain. I'm like, why are they Is this where they're staying? Why is this so important?
Yeah, but answer me that though. Like, why are we flying out a surprise? You're not talking to your dad. Like, yo, dad, maybe you should come out here. I'm about to wrap up the U.S. Open.
Yeah, well, maybe it's more for him that he doesn't believe that he had any shot.
But he was up the whole tour. Jeff, wire to wire.
Yeah.
Man was wire to wire.
Also, like, what was the prize of this? Like $20 million, I think.
$4 million.
Oh, I thought it was more.
Well, the total prize pool was probably north of 20.
Get your dad on a damn JetBlue Mint flight, for God's sakes.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
Like, the dude's the PGA player making good, like, and again, you're right about this because you not following golf, like, for the weekend, let's just say. Well, maybe he was 6 shots back. Like, Dad, stay home. I'll meet you when I get back. But Jeff, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, huge lead for the guy heading into Sunday. You're not talking to your dad. Your dad, hey, I'm going to go surprise my. And also, it's Father's Day.
I know.
You want to fly him out anyway on Father's Day? Hey, Dad, I'm about to do big things here. Let me make sure I get you out here. And he probably, look, what do you take? Allegiant Airlines or Frontier? Like, what do you have the guy on out here?
Well, and I know we're not going to talk about this because I don't really want to go too deep into it. But, like, one of the things that we talked about Friday was that German guy that's, like, a fan of Germany. And, like, he's getting all this stuff. And it's like, I feel like that jumped the shark considerably. Like, did you follow that American Airlines thing he was dealing with?
With who? Who are we talking about?
That kid that, like, the fan, like.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I hear that, like, I guess his flight was, like, delayed. He was whining on Twitter about, we're not going to be able to get to the game because our flight's delayed. Like, within an hour, the American Airlines account's like, you know what? We got you, man. You'll be on the next flight. Like, that doesn't happen for most people. Like,
I'm stuck at the airport at American Airlines. Like, we'll get to you in 3 days. Well, that don't help me now.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to sit here for the next 75 hours. No. And this automatically, like, 5 hours later, the guy's like, we're in Toronto. We're here. We're going to be at the game. It's like, this has jumped the shark. People are like, but he doesn't show his face. He's not getting anything out of it. It's like.
They say he's a plant, Jeff.
He is.
Yeah, he's a plant.
Dude, he absolutely is.
Yeah.
Why is no one else this famous doing this? This guy just happens to be the only one?
And his name, he has one name, too. It's Freddie. And is Freddie, is that a German name? It's not even German.
He also types in perfect English. Number 2.
Yeah.
This is how I knew it was fake. This is the exact moment. His team wins in, like, insane fashion Saturday. Yeah. And he goes to Denny's.
There you go.
It's just too.
Now, Jeff, behind the scenes getting sponsorships. Like, is that, hey, Denny's, I'll put a tweet out there for you. Want it there? Okay, yeah, let's exchange funds. Boom, guy shows up at Denny's. He's at Texas Roadhouse. Why isn't he going to any local establishments, Jeff? That, like, just a local pizza shop.
That's my point.
There you
Donnie,
go.
This guy.
That's smart.
Yes, this guy is essentially, they're using him as a tourism guy, right? Yeah. He's a prototypical engagement baiter. And he just happens to be the only fan that's going viral like this. Like, it's all just too. Trust me, I know. I engagement bait all the time.
Yep. This
is an engagement bait for come to America. Look at this guy. He loves Waffle House and Denny's. Great institutions. He never goes, like you said, to, like, Vinny's Pizza.
Yes,
or like,
correct. All national chains.
Who goes to Denny's? Does anyone go there?
No. Like, hey, by the way, you knock on Jeff's door. Jeff, where can we go get something? Oh, head to Denny's. Like, Jeff's not telling. Nobody's telling you Denny's local. Like, no. You go around the corner of this spot down in downtown Lancaster. You tell them Jeff sent you. He'll take care of you.
I would tell if so when they come and film my birthday, right? Some of the bars people. Okay. If they said to me, hey, where's a good place to go eat? I would tell them to have the homeless guy on the street hook him up a meal before I tell him to go to Denny's.
No Grand Slams for you, Jeff?
Oh, I want a Waffle House if I want that crap food.
Yeah, you do have Waffle Houses out there. We don't have Waffle Houses near me at this point.
We do. We have one.
I've been right down on that main drag in Lancaster. There's a Waffle House right on the corner up the street from
F&M.
Yeah, all of it. All of it's over there. By the way, Jeff, great topics here that we have. We got a guest waiting for us. We're going to take one quick break here before Corbie joins us here. We're going to talk all things Major League Baseball. And I know Jeff wants to get into a little NBA college basketball / draft topics here. We'll be right back. It's Crossing Lines on a Monday. Crossing lines right back at it here. Fun. Jeff Nadu, Donnie Rightside. Corbie Craig joins us today on a Monday. So many hot topics. Phillies flying high. Major League Baseball. Massive news with Dusty May heading to the Dallas Mavericks. And tomorrow, the battle for the number one position here. Who will be drafted number one? Corbie Carroll, what's good, brother? What is good, Corbie Craig?
What's up, boys? Long time no see. Good to talk to Kevin behind the scenes. Always fun to work with Jeff. And Donnie, I think it's our first time. Jeff says he's a friend of yours, so you're a friend of mine. So excited to do the show. A lot to talk about. What a Monday to get on the show. I thought this was just going to be baseball, but here we are with significantly more important things than baseball and NFL news. So a lot of fun stuff to talk about here.
Jeff, by the way, real quick, would we consider Corbie a friend of ours? Can we use that term, or what's the term that we use here?
Well, he's a friend of mine, so he's a friend of ours. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, Corbie and I have worked on the college show for a while. Him and I talk behind the scenes. You know, Donnie, him and I actually played poker together as well. We were at the Hustler Casino in July. Yeah, he had the Dodger jersey on. I remember it was the night of who won the Derby that night, Corbie? Do you remember?
I don't remember, actually. I think it was it Julio Rodriguez that year?
Yeah, it might have been. Or Cal Rally. It was the Nadu flu day, Donnie. Yeah. That was that day. But Corbie, do you realize on this show, we've been on for about a week, I've not lost an MLB play yet.
It's amazing.
So that's where we're starting out with you here. I'm going to give my play right out of the gate, Donnie.
Go ahead. Let it rip.
First game on the docket tonight. The New York Yankees -120 against the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to pick on Detroit. I've talked about teams against left-handed pitching. There are very few teams better against lefties than the New York Yankees. 793 OPS, second in the major leagues. They've hit 34 home runs. They crush left-handed pitching. Throw in Framber Valdez. Hasn't been great this year. You look at Garrett Cole. Little extra day's rest here. I'm getting a nice price with Garrett Cole. 5 starts this year. He's only given up 8 earned runs. He's got a whip around 1. We have a good pen. This could be a little trappy here. I know that I'm getting a little trappy here with Garrett Cole at 120. That said, this is a pretty easy cap for me. Yankees against lefties. They got their guy Cole on the mound. Give me the Yankees. I'm going to buy in here.
Look at that. What do you think, Corbie? Little Yanks action.
Hey, I would be stunned to come on here on an undefeated Nadu run and say that I don't agree. So I'm gonna have to agree here. Yeah, I like it. I ultimately didn't bet this game, but have kept up with the Yankees. I know Jeff was on this Rays run early in the season, and we've seen that fall off. I think they're +8 from a run differential standpoint. And what hasn't fallen off is this Yankees team is just incredible. I mean, they continue to do what they need to do. I think there were people who thought potentially Garrett Cole wouldn't be able to come back as himself. And I mean, it's Garrett Cole at the end of the day. He looks awesome. So now I think this Yankees team really good. Interested to see if anybody can keep up with the Dodgers. That's kind of really my big circle on the MLB right now.
Yeah, the things that make it tough with the Dodgers is not the fact that, they're going to play good baseball in the regular season. It's what they can add on at the deadline. And if they are healthy like they were last year heading into the Major League Baseball playoffs, good luck. Best starting pitchers, best lineup, best everything there. And it's tough to knock off. Maybe you can get them early and it's a 3-game series or a 5-game series. But once they get to the 7s and they're throwing, especially with Shohei Ohtani pitching as well as he has this year, that's something to look forward to. But I got a quick question to you on the Philadelphia Phillies, because you take a look at the National League East. One of the best teams in baseball is the Atlanta Braves. 48 wins, 1 game behind the Los Angeles Dodgers with 49. But then you have the Philadelphia Phillies, who fire their manager and start to hit the gas pedal. And this was one of those, 11.5, 12.5 games back, down to 6.5. I still do think it's still hard to cover 6, even though we're taking a look here, late June, covering 6.5 games the rest of the way. It's still a big advantage for the Braves. But the Phillies playing much better baseball, the Braves limping around. Is there any chance for you, Corbie, that the Phillies have a legitimate chance to pass the Braves at some point this season and win this division like they did last year?
Definitely. I took Phillies futures. I have Dodgers to beat the Phillies futures. So I think there's a very live shot here. A few reasons. First off, the Phillies were never bad. We can all say Trey Turner has played bad. I mean, players have played bad, don't get me wrong. But ultimately, from a talent standpoint, if you watched last night, you saw Bryce Harper looks fine. Alec Boehm was getting knock hits. Schwarber does what he always does. I think this team ultimately was good. And it comes down to pitching. Where I think that the Phillies still have a chance is, what do the Braves bring to the table? At this point, every starting pitcher seems to have gotten hurt. They're still fighting through it. I think 3 of their top 4 pipeline pitchers are currently injured. It's like this team is falling apart, and we've seen it happen every single year. Like, name a starting pitcher for the Braves who hasn't gotten hurt in the last 4 years. It's a very short leash, except Chris Sale. Shout out Chris Sale. He's unbelievable. But outside of that, like, Wheeler looked awesome last night. I thought his stuff plays very well. And so, no, I thought at 10 games back, that's when I started buying. It looked like a low, and it kept going lower. But I thought the Phillies at 10 games back was plenty fine. I still think they're fine. They look good. I bet the side there last night. So plenty fine with this Phillies team. They have all the pitching. They have all the bats. They just have to wake up. And I watched a show with Kenny, and a bunch of Philly guys. It was funny to watch. And I agree with Jeff's like blow up the team standpoint of like they haven't been able to do anything. The unfortunate part for the Phillies is they have to face the Dodgers, which we just talked about. But I will say, and I do agree with Kenny here, is like if there was one contract that I do agree was worth it, Bryce Harper is awesome. I don't know if he has good sentiment in Philly, but sentiment here, like just like non-biased fan, Bryce Harper is the man. And it's not a hot take. I know everyone like he's a very good baseball player, but
but here's the sentiment. Okay. This is the same town, though, for the most part, that will not give Jalen Hurts any credit for anything.
This is true.
Like that's kind of the knock. And you have Bryce Harper, who, look, I'm not saying the contract was bad. Has he been, if they won anything? No, that's kind of the knock, right? Jalen Hurts has won a Super Bowl. Okay, he went to another Super Bowl. Why doesn't he get the same kind of shake that Bryce Harper does? Donnie, let me ask you.
Yeah.
What do you think on that?
No, I think it's pretty simple. Where like the Harper contract, regardless of how it plays out, was a winner for the Phillies. Elevated him, got to a World Series, MVP. Like he's been at ticket sales. That's obviously a big thing. But also at the same time, like Bryce Harper came here right away and it's like, I want to be in Philadelphia. I'm going to raise my kids here. I'm going to ingratiate myself to this fan base. I'm going to wear Fanatic stuff. I'm going to go out. I'm going to like be around town. I love this city. Where Jalen Hurts does a little bit differently here. And I don't have any problem with Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts. Like, that guy is a winner on and off the field. The perfect specimen if you want to say, hey, kid, you want a role model? It's Jalen Hurts. But he never opens himself up. So when you have a fan base that just wants to be let in and wants to be thrown some crumbs, he doesn't do it. Now, do I think it's fair at this time, Jeff? But it's just the way Philadelphia is. Like, for me, Harper opens up, I love this city. Jalen Hurts is much more closed, and sometimes when you don't have a good game, that plays into a little, like Barry Bonds back in the day, right? Greatest baseball player you ever saw. Hated the media. What did the media do? Hated on him at the same time, Jeff.
I mean, that's just what this town is, I guess. That's just always how it is. But Donnie, are you going to give out your picks, or do you want to do NBA draft first?
Yeah, we're going to go over that. Yeah, we're going to keep Corbie on for a little bit because I know the NBA draft is hot at this point. But just looking at the Major League Baseball card overall, Corbie, did you pick out anything yourself that you like tonight here? Go ahead, man. Let it rip.
Yeah, I got to pick. I didn't know if I was going to be able to squeeze this one in. The Orioles-Angels game. I'm going to take the Orioles first 5 run line, -110. Sam Aldeguerri, I was supposed to bet the under in this game. Went through this morning and watched his StatCast data of like what his stuff looks like. And man, my numbers say that he should regress a little bit and he should be an okay pitcher, but the eyeball test does not agree. Like if you just go on Savant and click any of these fastballs, any of these changeups, they are the dead center of the plate. I mean, 85 miles an hour, 87 miles an hour. Juan Carlos Stanton thought he got an entire hold of one, flipped the bat and everything, and ended up landing at a warning track. Like he's gotten bailed out by weather and a little bit of luck, a little too much. So I think this pitcher stinks. The Orioles, again, kind of like the Phillies, like I would say underwhelming is to put it loosely. And then you look at the lineup and you're like, well, they have all the talent in the world. So don't think it's that. So picking on a pitcher who I just think is not very good. I'll take the Orioles first 5 run line -110 here.
I like the way it sees. For me, I got a couple things I'm dipping on. 6:40 p.m. tonight, 9:21, 9:22 on the rotation. Texas and Miami. Alexander's going to open up for Texas before Kumar Rocker comes in. And I think Kumar Rocker is probably going to get rocked once again. So I like RBI props a lot, Corbie, where you're going to take 2 RBIs from a team that I think you're going to hit. Most of those times, they're really good numbers. Like Stowers today, I have an eye on +152, and also Cassie at +208. Now, granted, the opener is going to be a lefty, which I don't necessarily like. Rocker's a righty. Those 2 batters that I said, they're both left-handed batters here, smashing right-handed pitching. I think that makes some sense. If we slide it down also to the Dodgers and the Minnesota Twins for a team play look here, I do like the Dodgers today because you're looking at Zebby Matthews, not a great pitcher on the mound, younger pitcher, but this team absolutely smashes right-handed pitching up and down there. A lot of lefties will be in that lineup. I think the over 4.5 at a -142 price makes some sense. And then also the St. Louis Cardinals for myself here. Kelly and Palante on the mound today. I'm going to fade Merrill Kelly because he's one of the worst pitchers on my card for today. I take a look at his season so far, a 121 xFIP minus number, 491 ERA, and that disaster Sierra of 5.07. I'm taking a couple looks here where I can say to myself, you know what? Where are some RBI shots? Burleson plus 141. And then I have Newbar at plus 174. So 4 RBI props tonight. Just looking to split them, Corbie, and a team total here on the Yankees. 3 straight days here. Nice W's. Looking for a 4th straight day. So got a nice little card checked out today, Major League Baseball.
Love it. We need runs there, Donnie.
Need that running mate at this point here. Absolutely. By the way, Corbie, let me ask you a question here. Openers in Major League Baseball real quick. Avoid those games or go right after them?
It depends on the situation. I think that the managers in baseball are pretty good, so I would say that the lines are pretty efficient. I'm laughing at it. I pulled up the YouTube chat, Donnie, and something you might not know is we were on the baseball show probably a month ago. I took 2 weeks off, which is my first off time since I started this business 9 years ago because I got married and I was on a honeymoon. And the chat noticed I am not wearing my ring today, and I definitely forgot to put that on for the. I forgot to put that on while I'm at the house. But funny to see that the chat's keeping me caught while I'm just trying to do a podcast here with the boys.
I love that. By the way, like just getting married, same thing. I get married in 2010. It's so weird to put that ring on your finger and realize it's always going to be there. Then it just turns into second nature. It's almost like you're fidgeting with it. You feel it there, but that's pretty funny there. So no wedding ring. Where is it? Do you know where it is? Did you say, you know what? I got to look for it.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm at the house. I didn't put it on.
Don't ever put it on. I'm going to tell you why. You don't need to wear a wedding ring. You don't need to show other people you're married. If you're a good man, you will never do anything wrong. My father never wore a wedding ring. My mother never complained. My father was a good man. She didn't have to worry about him. He was never doing that.
I do actually agree with this. You
don't need a wedding ring.
I wear mine only when I feel like I'm far enough away that it's respect. But I do agree with the sentiment there.
Oh, boy, you guys are destined for divorce, both these at this point. You don't have your wedding ring on. You just went out and left the house. Get ready for that action here. You don't show your commitment. I can't even believe we got married.
But if she knows he's a good man, that's why she married him. He don't need to prove that. He already has.
Girls don't know he's a good man at that point. They think he's a great man without that ring on. You wait. Go to the bar without that ring on, boy. When you're married, you give out that different aura at that point as it already sits there.
What are the people saying right now, Tony? He doesn't need to wear a wedding ring. No one would marry him anyway.
Nobody wants to marry because, I mean, who wants to be with Jeff Nadu? He's an asshole and all that stuff, right? Come on now. You know what I mean? In a way, by the way, Jeff really wanted these topics to come on here. Major League Baseball, it's here for us all, so we're able to break it down. But sometimes, Corbie, on Mondays, we get sucker punched with information that comes out. Now, Jeff is a monster, as you know, college basketball guy. So are you here. Plus, he may leave in Michigan. I like sometimes you can see things coming down the line, hit like an absolute Tyson uppercut today. What did you feel when you got that information this morning?
Yeah, if you asked me 2 days after the national championship, I would have said that there was not likelihood, but I would say that there was a chance this was happening. As Jeff talked about at the start of the show, like, where do you go? I mean, Dusty May 3 years ago was making an FAU team scratch and fight UAB to make it to the conference championship. So I think that he did all that he could at Michigan. You lose Mara, you lose Yax, you lose basically everybody. They do keep Trey McKinney and Elliot Cadeau, which I think is impressive. But the thing, you know, as a bettor, I didn't really care as much about the news. I care about like how can you react to this, and I think people are going to overreact on a couple things. First off, Michigan still has a ton of good pieces. What else do they have? A lot of money. And so there is a guy who isn't on any radar right now. And when the show's done, I'm going to look to where if you could bet any of these. I've seen the St. Louis connection, May and their coach, good friends. I've seen the Nate Oates. Everybody's going to use it. All of these coaches have contracts. And the thing that I am most attached to is what coach is going to also help you with recruiting. Like, they're going to bring a player. That's the biggest part about being able to pay coach, $6 million now, is they can also bring a guy from the portal, and it's too late to get people. So I look at one guy, I think this is the correct hire. Now, will it be what it is? Probably not. But I look at Sean Miller, Texas. Sean Miller can, what is Texas? 47th in transfer portal right now. They're like top 25 recruiting, but barely. They just had a really good season. They lose all of their players except one guy, a 7-foot center. Now, tell me what would be better to wrap around Elliot Cadeau and Trey McKinney than a 7-foot center. And now you're talking, okay, what is the NIL worth? It's okay. You pay Sean Miller, you pay the player, and now you just pay the amount that you were going to pay some large, like bigger than Sean Miller coach, and you get what will be a great fit in that offense. So I think Sean Miller is the answer. Will it be the answer? Who knows? But that's where I would go, or Vandy. But the issue with Vandy is like you get Tyler Tanner, like cool. There's not enough basketball for Cadeau, Tanner, and McKinney. I think you have to attach this to a coach who has a big man on their team.
Well, that's the thing too. Where does the transfers they brought in, Michigan, quite good. I mean, Thiam from Cincinnati's a big, JP Estrella, Jalen Reed. Does Brandon McCoy, who is a top 20 recruit, does he say, well, I wanted to be under Dusty May. He's out. I'm out. Doubtful, but yeah, that's definitely something you have to keep in mind. But Sean Miller's a good name too. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff as it plays out. Go ahead, Corbie.
The name I would not go with, Donnie. Sorry to cut you off, but Jeff brought up this name, and I know he hated it during the regular season. I'm going to hate it right now. If Michigan gets Billy Donovan, what are we doing here? It blows my mind that his name is in the conversation. Shout out to him. He stayed relevant in college basketball for no reason for some time. But that would be, what is he? Almost 20 years out of a national championship. It would be a strange pickup for kids who recruiting is the number one thing in basketball right now. And which one of these kids were alive when Billy Donovan was doing his thing? So
he won 2 national titles.
Yeah,
that's what
when they were when they couldn't walk, he was winning championships. He's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it plays in the recruiting era of basketball.
Exactly. It's who has the most money. And also, it's like you're leaving at the top of your game. Like, May can't go out on a better highlight, but at the same time, boy, like that information, like usually it leaks out. Like, always looking and just struck there. I got Cooper Flagg, got endless funds here, possibly. Who knows what we can attract in free agency. And as I was talking to Jeff Corbie, some of the interesting stuff that you just go from these coaches, they're tired of it. Like, it used to be you win the recruiting race by getting these high school kids, and once they're there, they stay there. Now, every single year, it's like, Coach, love you. Other schools got $400,000 more for me. It's like they don't want to deal with that anymore at this point. And May's perfect. Like, he could have stayed at Michigan as long as he wanted to. It's now like, you know what? Coaching the NBA is just easier than college right now.
Yeah, agree. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. We've seen a lot of really good coaches decide to take Fox News jobs instead. So don't think there's an argument there. It is a different sport, but ultimately it's the sport, and you can either complain about it or you can learn how to play it. And that's why these coaches are leaving. They don't want to play it, and I fully get it.
Yeah. By the way, Jeff, you ready? Ready for some action? You two college basketball guys, and I love this. Usually we head into a draft. It's like, well, 6 months in advance, we know automatically who the number 1 overall pick is. So, Jeff, I'm going to start with Corbie here. Tomorrow, NBA draft, round number 1, pick number 1, Corbie. Who is it?
Yeah, Donnie, this is going to be pretty boring. I think Jeff and I agree here. If 6 months ago we knew who the number 1 pick was, everyone might not act like we did. We might want to make debates out of it. We might talk about how Darian Peterson played good in high school and went to one team's workout and didn't do anything else. There is a number 1 player in the nation, and it's AJ DeBonsa. He is the type of talent that I think what this comes down to is when you were this bad, like a team that's drafting 1, 2, 3, you could find fit, or you could get the best player on the board. And I think best player on the board has worked eons better. And AJ DeBonsa would be a bad pass up. So do they take Darren Peterson? I mean, there is a shot, obviously. It would be the wrong shot. So it's DeBonsa for me.
Jeff?
I think, look, I've raved about DeBonsa. I think he is a terrific prospect. He was completely dominant against some of the best teams in America. He literally put BYU on his back. That's what he did. But I got to tell you, I don't think it's very far off. When I look at Peterson, I think he, to be quite honest, is slightly more NBA ready. I look at DeBonsa, and this is where you have to have, obviously, you have to do a lot of work on what kind of player you believe DeBonsa can be. And I'll equate it to this. When Kawhi Leonard came out of San Diego State, Kawhi Leonard was a terrific defender, and he was really good inside the paint. Right, he had the ability, just like DeBonsa. He didn't have to shoot the basketball; he could just get what he wanted that way. DeBonsa could do that. Is DeBonsa ready to say to himself, "Okay, I'm going to take my game to the next level, like Kawhi did"? Kawhi was in that gym for years. He developed a jumper. He became a better defender than he already was. He developed a three-point shot. If DeBonsa just comes in and says, "I'll just get what I want," like I did in college or in high school. You got to work. You got to become that top level. You got to go from being a really good kind of all-star to one of the best players in the NBA. If he could do that and develop a three-point shot, he absolutely will be the best player in this draft. That said, I look at Peterson. The problem with the Utah Jazz is He's completely spurned them. He snubbed them. He didn't go out and meet with them, anything. I think the fit, Peterson going to the Washington Wizards, putting him alongside Trae Young, because he doesn't have to be on the ball. He wasn't on the ball a lot at Kansas. Both picks make sense, but I think AJ going out to Utah where he is familiar, it works. That's what I would do. I think they're both transcendent players. I think Darren Peterson's so slightly more ready to play in the NBA.
Quick update here from a little World Cup action, Argentina-Austria. Chatbox, I don't think has it yet. I just posted in there, but I'm watching social media. Messi missed a penalty kick, Jeff. Not too good there for Argentina early on. Could have got another goal if anybody was playing that out. But we are talking some NBA action. By the way, let me ask you this, Corbie, as well, because, the thought process here on 1 versus 2. Is there any way maybe the third overall pick, expected to be Cameron Bruiser, can sneak into that number 2 spot? Do we have any surprises, or do we know 1, 2, 3 here?
I've seen mocks, like if you just go on Google and search NBA mock draft, you'll get a laugh at people putting him at 2, which just kind of doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if these people watch college basketball. What did Cam Boozer do in college? He just bully balled. He literally bully balled his way to the line, and I didn't even think he was that strong. I think he just got some pretty good matchups because they had a good team and a good coach who would put him in good situations. Which in the NBA, like small forwards could probably guard Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer's not this just massive lurking individual. So if Boozer went 2, it would be a mistake. Do I think he should go 3? I could see it maybe because like his potential future upside, just like genetically gifted, but not a guy I would take with my second overall pick. I would even look at Caleb Wilson over Cam Boozer personally, but understand that there's an injury worry there.
In terms of the top 3, Boozer going to Memphis, I think, is about as strong as it gets. I think he makes a lot of sense alongside John Morant there. It's really going to be a question of the 1-2. We know who they're going to be. It's who's going to be first. Because I look at like the Bonsa going to Utah, so I think makes sense long term. Because if they would have moved Lauri Markkanen, which I think they will, he kind of fits right there. Again, the Bonsa is a terrific player, but he's got to get a jump shot. He's got to work and become that jump shooter, because that's going to take his game to being a solid all-star to one of the best players in the league. And again, I get equated to Kawhi because I think it's a very good comparison comp-wise. Kawhi just works so hard to become what he is in the NBA now. Truly a top 10 player still because of his ability to go to the free throw line, be good at the free throw line, make jump shots, make threes. Bonsa has, and that's really where it becomes a mental thing. Darren Peterson, though, they're both terrific. I'll tell you what I would do, though. I may even consider, I don't think the Grizzlies will do it, but if I'm, let's say, 4th, 5th, it's Acuff, period. Darius Acuff is really the best scorer in this draft, arguably. He is just a guy that gets buckets. All he cares about is basketball. He's not out there on social media. I don't even think he has it. He's just a perfect type of player. I don't think he's going to go this high. I think Brooklyn makes a lot of sense. I think the Nets are going to look at the Knicks and say, well, they have Jalen Brunson, who is kind of a weak defender. He's all offense, just like Darius Acuff. I think he'd make a lot of sense in Brooklyn. If Brooklyn can get Darius Acuff, be a knockout pick for them.
Amen. It's the way it goes down at this point. Big doings here in the NBA. Corbie, what do you got else for us in the NBA, huh? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm looking at 2 spots that make a lot of sense, and both are kind of contradictory to each other. Looking at this Mavericks whole spin up and what else you make it do. The Mavs have the 9th overall pick, and it's like, okay, what do you want to build this team around? And I look at 2 possible ways of going about this. If you think that Mara is going to go before 12, adding Mara, putting him near Cooper Flag and Kyrie Irving is a beautiful thing. Like, I think that works well. Personally, if this is a hot take, I guess you could say, I would look to do something a little different. At that 9 spot, I would look to trade draft picks, trade whatever players need, maybe a Derek Lively, trade whoever's needed to a team who has 2 picks in the top 20. I would look at the Thunder at 12 and 17. And that gives you a lot of optionality between this Mavericks team, who has a lot of pieces they need. They could use a better big man. And then the point guard is getting a little old and hasn't shown that he likes to play 82 games in quite some time. At the 12th pick, you would still have a chance at Mara. I don't think that it's like blown away that he's available at 12. I see this mock has him 11 to the Warriors. I would assume he's gone. If he's gone, Morris Johnson, still a Michigan guy, I think is a great pickup at 12. And then I go to 17, where this is the best fit I think could happen, is if you could get him in a late first round situation. Pick up Philon to put behind Kyrie for some time. So, Philon, I believe, went into college at 17 years old, very young kid, to sit back and learn from Kyrie Irving, a kid who has one of the highest upsides in shooting potential there is. I think that would be a really good spot for the Mavericks to be for years to come, have what is just a well-rounded, really young team with Philon sitting behind Kyrie there.
There we go. Great stuff from Corbie here. Go ahead, Jeff.
The Dallas Mavericks, which I think they're going to have to take Mara at 9. I think that's kind of where he is at this point. He's kind of found his way into the top 10. And here's why. When you look at long-term potential, okay, there's very few people in this draft with the size of a Mara. Throw in, we know his connection to Dusty. Number 2, though, he's another guy. He's a pretty comfortable kid with the ball in his hands. If he could take that next step as well and develop an outside shot, think of Kristaps Porzingis, who was in Dallas for years. If he could become that type of player, the potential is oozing out of him. And my wonder is, it almost makes too much sense. I think Mara goes number 9 to the Dallas Mavericks. And I think I don't know if I'm not going to say there's a deal set behind the scenes, but almost kind of like a promise. If you're there, coming home, you're going to be with our guy.
I think that another thing with Mara that makes him so attractive is his ability. First off, he has like some of the best combine numbers for his height in history. Like he's a very talented footwork guy. He has good shooting mechanics, but more important is like, what did he do at Michigan? He kind of sat behind the scenes. Like he wasn't the main character. He wasn't even top 3 main character, and yet he put up unbelievable numbers. He was an unstoppable force while allowing Axel Lindenberg to do, frankly, whatever he wanted to. And that's what you need. If you have Cooper Flagg on the basketball court, you have Kyrie Irving on the basketball court, you need a big man who is willing to open up space and optionality for those players. Mara is not going to be the superstar. It's going to be Cooper Flagg. And I think that he is a very good second place and very willing second place guy, which is an issue with a lot of players of this caliber, Jeff. Like even you talked about DeBonsa. My worry about DeBonsa is like, what if he's not the best player on his team? He's never not been. Does he have the ability to sit back and relax, which is something tough, and I think that's a skill of Mara's there.
And that's kind of my thing with Washington. Why I don't know that like Utah makes a lot of sense. It just does. Throw in the fact that he's went out there to college, it just works. But this draft is so great because there's so many different types of players in it, right? So you have the pure scorer, defense second, and like an A-cuff, right? You then have the Kingston Flemings of the world that are like the Derek White dog defender. They can get you a bucket. They can shoot the basketball. I mean, you got the length of Mara. You've got more pogo stick guys and like a Caleb Wilson. I'm fascinated with this draft. Then you have like just a random like Keaton Wagler who's found his way up to like the top 5, and people look at him like a Tyrese Halliburton type. So I'm fascinated by it. I'm sure we'll talk more about it tomorrow, but it's a great draft. There's so much kind of potential to some of these kids.
Yeah, draft tomorrow night should be good stuff here. By the way, the ridiculousness where the NBA is not going to have the second round, which should take about 15 seconds to go through. We're going to have a second night for the second round, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But before we get you out of here, Corbie, we love to go viral with a couple moments here and have some fun with this. Jeff and I always talk food all the time. Latest food rankings in America. Chick-fil-A was always ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction. No longer the case. Which I got to laugh out of this because it's now Jersey Mike's. Now, I was led to believe that you eat Chick-fil-A a lot. Are they slipping on their game, or just some time for somebody else to take those rankings away?
Yeah, Donnie, I didn't know if you knew this going into the show, or if this was just like a perfect setup for bait. Yeah, I am infamous for eating Chick-fil-A. I've slowed down over the years. I'm a married man now, as Jeff would say. But back in my prime, when I first started these shows, I was eating it a good twice a day. So I will say, Donnie, this is what you call a longevity bias. There's people who will say there's people who say 22 years in, LeBron is looking rough. It's not because LeBron looks rough. It's because you've watched him for so long. Chick-fil-A is a staple of America. Not only is it a staple, Donnie, they just brought back the pimento cheese sandwich.
I had
one of the best sandwiches they've had. Yeah, you've had it. It is a certified 8 out of 10. No, Chick-fil-A is number 1. Even worse for the rating. I did see this rating. Even worse is if you wanted to make a debate, it's not Jersey Mike's. Like Jersey Mike's is good. It's a quality chain. But Jeff is the sandwich review guy. Jeff, do you think Jersey Mike's is the best sub you could just go around, get it around the country? I have some debates there.
I will say for like a chain, it's quite good. But I will say since they've sold like that big deal, I'm not as in love with it, honestly. It's good, but like where we live, like Donnie and I live, like
Correct.
you could get way better sandwiches. There's a spot in Lancaster. It's this Chinese spot. They make the best hoagies in the world. I mean,
Chinese
that spot, absolutely. There's a Chinese lady in there, makes banging sandwiches. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really eat fast food. Chick-fil-A, I don't think I've ever even had. So I don't know.
Wait a second. What? Not. Come on now.
I don't
Is that
think
a
I've
real
ever had it.
statement? That's a real statement.
No, because we only got it around here like a couple of years ago. I don't think I'd ever have it, honestly. I have to eat it at some point. Never had it, I don't think.
By the way, the one thing that you have to appreciate about Chick-fil-A is like the standard is the standard, as we like to say, right, Jeff? You love that statement here. You go to Chick-fil-A and walk in the door. There are more workers than they need, which I appreciate. Have you ever been locally now to a McDonald's or maybe a Burger King? Their goal is to not help you once you walk into the lobby and good luck getting your food. Chick-fil-A, it's almost like they grab your hand, lead you to the front. Yes, thank you. Our pleasure. Nonstop. Food on the door, out. It very rarely make a mistake. And that goes along with it as well. I am a big fan of Chick-fil-A. It's my favorite. But by the way, as Jeff points out, Corbie, it's like the pizza debate in our area. Like we live in like the pizza capitals of the world here, where it's like, why would you get, like, how does Pizza Hut and Domino's even survive? Well, they can because you don't know any better than, like, let's say Oklahoma. Jersey Mike's, though, is a quality chain across, but Jersey Mike's from the local delis that you can get around here. It doesn't make a difference, but Chick-fil-A is always there for the people. And to bring up your point as well on the bias, like Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player on the planet. The only way he doesn't win an MVP is to go up. We gave it to him 4 years in a row. Somebody else has to get it here. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I agree. Donnie, you're getting me worked up because now I remember something. Jeff, I got to explain to you some Chick-fil-A since you haven't had it. On Friday, I was headed downtown. It wasn't the best day. It was a rainy day here in Florida. Pull up to Chick-fil-A, and Donnie, guess what they do? They give me a free milkshake. He said it's an ugly looking day. Here's a milkshake for you. I don't eat sweets. I try not to, and I was like, oh, well, thank you. I don't need this. So he's like, no, it's on us. No reason. We felt like you would need it. Now, when's the last time Jersey Mike's just gave you a free milkshake, Donnie? It doesn't happen. This is a service number one. And then somebody says they have fake meat, which I don't even know where I'll go with that. If you can show me any stat that says that, send it to my DMs at CorbieBO. I will erase my Twitter. I do not agree with you there.
There you go.
I'll also say, now, I've never really been there, but I've heard about the customer service. I also think it's a major flex. They're not open on Sunday. It's like, we're going to get back to our employees.
On one of the biggest days to make money, they're like, we're good.
I respect that a lot about a business because, I like to support the local. Like there are clubs in Lancaster that are much bigger and nicer than the spot I go, but they take care of me. They treat me good. I love it. I like the old school spot. I don't want to go to these like big newfangled places. Chick-fil-A still very primitive. They still take care of their people. I love that.
There you go, man. Taking care of your people, having a conversation on the Monday, getting heated up about Chick-fil-A. We love this. And again, sometimes his list come out, as Jeff likes to say, it's not his list. It's somebody else's list at this point, which you can pick apart. But Corbie, thank you so much for joining us today, man. Good luck on the MLB. And certainly, don't be a stranger to the program around here, man. We love it.
All right, boys. It was fun. I'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Corbie out the door at this point right now, bringing that heated little Chick. By the way, Jeff, twice a day? Did I hear that right? From Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, that's pretty insane. I mean, I would have to think that. Also, speaking of Chick-fil-A, I saw recently on Twitter, there's been a big, have you seen these new, I took a photo of it. It's like these new, they're chicken you can buy at like the store now. Supposedly, I think it's called like Barefoot or something. I forget what it's called. What do they make though
again?
They make like chicken fingers, chicken patties. Like, supposedly they're like super good. It's like having Chick-fil-A at your house, supposedly. But
love me some Chick-fil-A's, though.
But yeah, 2 times a day. That's pretty wild.
Because you can't get, look, they're open for breakfast, so they will make you breakfast. And again, in the afternoon, it's a quality product all the way through. But yeah, it's, man, twice a day. That's a guy that loves himself. Certainly some Chick-fil-A at this point, Jeff. By the way, updates, which really no updates in the World Cup today. Argentina still 0-0 with Austria right now. Both of these teams, Jeff, 1-0. Any chance that you jump in live at this point for a Messi anytime? Because you're going to get some discounts, Jeff, 25 minutes in.
Yeah, again, I haven't really watched it. It seems like the game's pretty up and down, at least from what I've heard. Probably should be 1-0 already. Maybe take a shot with an over 2.5 still. Look, my World Cup opinions have not been good. I will say I did play 2 later. I took France over 3.5 with Iraq. I think they could hit that themselves. I could see that 4-1 maybe. I would have to think France is on the front foot a little earlier in this game, not taking so long like they did the other night. The concern with the over is, the concern with the over tonight is they get up 2-3-0 and they say, okay, we already have a good goal differential. We'll be out on this. But I think Norway's the play. I'm going to keep picking on Senegal. Okay. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I was right in game 1. I don't think Senegal's very good defensively. They didn't play a lot of good teams in qualifying. They've gotten pummeled every time they played a good team goal-wise. I think Norway could put up a couple here. I think this is a good price for Norway. I don't know who marks Holland. Best player on the field. Give me Norway plus 120 here.
Yeah, good stuff here, by the way, Jeff. 4 games set, of course, Argentina, Austria underway right now. France, Iraq, that's a 5 o'clock start here Eastern. Norway, Senegal, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then Jordan versus Algeria, late night action here, Jeff. I wanted to get to some other topics as well because, just a hit on the NBA, which we're probably going to get resolution by the time we might even be on the airwaves tomorrow, Jeff. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Boston and or Miami. 2 Eastern Conference teams fighting for it. It looks like, Jeff, Jaylen Brown is now an official option that if you do make the trade between Boston and Milwaukee, Brown's probably going to head back to Milwaukee. Any thoughts on that? And also, will that trade be done by the time we get on the air tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern?
Yeah, it seems to be heating up. I'd have to think it will. At least this week, you would assume. Absolutely.
I think they want the most of the time it gets done. Why? Because they want that draft capital this year.
Right. And today makes perfect sense, or even tomorrow morning, something like that. I would say that it's a favorite at this point. It'll be done by this show start tomorrow. Donnie, back to fast food quick. Where's this from? How many White Castles did you have?
I could smell it. Yeah, come on, man. That's great. Very rarely can you. By the way, somebody asked in the chat box, Jeff, if you were still in the mob, and I said you retired like Eugene Pontecorvo. Trying to get to Florida, didn't actually make it to Florida. By the way, how would you have handled Eugene Pontecorvo? Would you just left for Florida, or you can't do that in that life?
Yeah, so I have a take on this, actually. So I've done a bunch of, and they've actually went viral. I've done a bunch of theory-based predictions with The Sopranos. So if I told you Eugene Pontecorvo was the most important character in the show, would you believe me?
No.
I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
I believe that in the final episode, I believe Tony Soprano is killed, okay? And it's been basically said by David Simon that he's killed in the booth. If you watch the final episode, okay, the guy in the members-only jacket, I believe is Gene's brother, okay? And the reason I think that is he was wearing a members-only jacket.
Yep.
And if you look at the series, there was an episode called Members Only.
Yes.
Where Eugene basically gets into a fight with little Paulie over, he says, basically that Eugene's homosexual and kisses firemen. Do you remember that? And Gene responds with, members only. Sweetie? How long you been wearing that? And the title's called Members Only. And in that episode, Members Only, he also commits suicide because of the fact that his son's addicted to drugs and that Tony won't let him and his family basically retire. What are you, a hockey player? Right? Remember that?
Yeah.
I believe his wife, who they made very obvious that she was pissed with Tony. I think they essentially planned it, and Gene's brother was the one that, in an ode to the Godfather, with AJ at the table, in the scene where AJ attempts to take out Corrado at the mental institution.
Yeah.
AJ mentions the scene involving Michael Corleone going in to get the weapon from the bathroom. It's an ode. He then comes out, kills Tony, and that's that. And I also believe Rhiannon, AJ's girlfriend in the final episode, she set AJ up and basically got the drop on where Tony would be. And if you actually listen to the show, listen to the song Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac talks about a bell tolling. The bell rings. It's the last thing Tony hears. Game over.
There you go. Game over from Jeff. More Sopranos on the way, more hot topics. What you get from Crossing Lines, people. If you're watching right now, again, can't stress it enough. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for at this point? If you're watching a replay, hit the subscribe, comment, like. Jeff and I are always floating around answering questions here, having some fun. It's how we get down to business. Now, Jeff, perfect segue, HBO to HBO. I want to know if you're just like me. I don't like Marvel Comics. I don't like Superman, Supergirl, Super anything, Batman. I think we've already agreed upon that together. When I watch HBO, I really enjoy The Wire, same as you. I like dramas. I think they're fantastic. I can't get into the supernatural, Jeff, which I guess would be House of the Dragon, which everybody's excited for, will never make it onto my TV. Everybody excited last night, Jeff. You in Lancaster, were you excited? Was your TV dialed into this?
So I've gotten a lot of crap over the years for my top 5 television shows of all time, which are pretty much all on HBO. I've never watched Game of Thrones. I never.
Me neither.
I'm not interested in it. I
My
don't like.
love it. I don't like it.
I don't like fiction. I like nonfiction. I like real stories. I want to know that, like, for instance, in The Sopranos, most of the show is based on real events. A lot of it's made up, but it's realistic. It's the most realistic mob show you'll find. You know, I've talked about Gomorrah. It's the greatest show of all time. The Wire. All these shows are based on real things.
Yeah.
I like vividness. I like realness. So, no, I have not watched it. I was a Euphoria guy, though. I loved Euphoria.
By the way, thank you, Jeff. Yeah. Can we behind the scenes put that picture back up of House of the Dragon?
Looks like the girl from
Yes, because I don't watch the show.
Looks like
Hunter
Jules.
The Hunter Schafer person?
Yeah.
Somebody
it looks just like her, actually.
It has to be at this point. And you know how HBO, Jeff, likes to use characters in different shows here.
No,
back and forth. It's got to be.
Like, when Euphoria came out, season 3 came out, Adebisi is Adebisi. He ate Alamo Brown. He's Adebisi.
Correct.
From Oz, you know?
You're tagged. Like, you are typecast at that point. Like, when I watch, Tony Soprano in another movie, I can't believe it. When Tony Soprano himself, which obviously is James Gandolfini, talks, and he's not talking like Tony Soprano, I don't want to hear about it, Jeff. It breaks my heart to watch him.
We got to get tomorrow. I'm going to leave a teaser for you, then we'll get into the Q&A. Also, I want to shout out our people on Twitter watching. We got a lot of people watching.
They do watch on Twitter. Yep.
And I want to shout out you guys. Great people. Some of you might be hate watching because you hate me or Donnie. Whatever. We appreciate you.
We need them as well.
I got a clip tomorrow, Donnie.
What do you got?
You remember the episode of Sopranos when one of the main characters dies late in the show and Tony has to go out to Vegas? Do you remember that episode where he does peyote?
Yes.
So you remember she's one of the hottest girls in the show.
She's making her rounds on social media now, Jeff.
Okay. Yeah. So she's a great actress.
Yeah.
She talked about how, like, she talked about doing sex scenes with Tony. Yes. And I couldn't believe her response. We got to play that tomorrow. Yeah. I will always tell you, getting women, it does not matter what you look like. Women like confidence. They find it sexy. And I'm going to play that for a reason. Let's get to the Q&A, Donnie. We've got some Q&A.
Let's go. Jack Falk's in here. We'll start it up top, Jeff. Important for my VIP invitation to the Nadu birthday party hasn't arrived. Don't need a Corbie wedding situation all over again, Jeff. Will you be handing out VIP passes? That's the question.
So this is probably the biggest issue at this party so the place that I have this party at, there's 6 or so VIP tables, okay? There's a DJ booth. Directly next to it is a table.
Yes.
I'm going to be gifting that to the DJ. His girl comes. Some of my people come. They'll sit there. Then my table, and I'll have certain people. My sister, some VIP types will be there. It's going to be hard. I might auction off one. Not auction off for money, but I might pick certain people. So, yes, we might do something
charity.
Like
do it for charity.
My advice
I'm looking on Facebook right now for the spot here, Jeff. Looks nice. Looks like a nice little joint down there.
My advice to you, if you're going to come to the party, get there around 11. That's when the place starts filling up. I'm going to try to work a little thing with the people there. First 50 people are going to get in free.
Yeah.
But however, there is going to be likely that the women are going to be picked to get in. We want a lot of women in there. We don't want a bunch of people that are going to stand around and
backs against
basically
the wall.
Jerk off in a corner. We don't want that.
We can't have that, man. Come on, man. It's got to be a nice mix, Jeff. Like, you got to have like the 50-50 if you can. It's hard because, again, you got to get the ladies in the building because the guys want to be there. The guys are always going to drink, but it's to get the ladies out there to sort of spice things up at this point. I'm going to understand this, Jeff. If the ladies do come out, are you pulling them all to your own VIP and not sharing with anybody?
I have a kid that does it for me. I have a kid that does it for me, actually. But listen, you got to hear Saturday night. Great story. I get to my spot. I'm there talking to the security guy. We're just talking about whatever. I have a drink. And I usually get a table around 11:30, right? So I'm standing there. This girl walks in. Black leather pants, the curly hair, Spanish. hits up to here. He looks at me, he goes, that's all you. I look dead at her. I'm like, you know what? That is all me. So I give it a little bit of time. I get my table. I make eye contact with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I made the head nod. Don't even need to say nothing. She comes over with her the whole night. And I'm starting to look at her up front. I'm thinking,
Oh, no.
I know this girl. And I realized it was a girl I messed with like a year or two ago. She looked way better. But yeah, she was the hottest girl in there by a wide margin. But no, I usually have a kid that'll do it. This young kid I know that hangs with me. I'll just go and be like, yo, go get her. But the bouncers usually send them to me. They usually send them over. No dudes would be in there with me usually. It's all women.
Now, do you rock sunglasses when you go?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah? What's the
Oh, yeah.
attire? Tracksuit? Like, what do you
Oh,
got?
yeah.
Some jeans? Do you wear
I
jeans?
got to show you my
I don't
closet
think you're a
sometime.
jean guy. I don't think you was a
No.
jean guy, Jeff.
I don't have a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
I don't have any jeans. I usually wear like really nice, like a suit or something if I'm going somewhere important. Or tracksuit. I'll probably get a new one for this. But what else do we have here?
Yeah, let's see what else here. Christopher. Jeff, which family do you think Peter Pan Tuccio will be a part of when he gets released from prison? Do you think he'll come to Philly or stay with one of the New York families?
All right, so
alley, man.
So I don't know. You don't know who Peter Pan is.
I was wondering if I was getting set up by reading that, like Ron Burgundy, man.
So Peter Pan is a fascinating individual. Peter Pan's like in his late 20s.
Yeah. There he is.
Well, you know why his name's Peter Pan?
Why?
He doesn't know when he'd grow up. So Peter Pan will essentially talk to a light pole if he thinks they're going to be a made guy someday. He's obsessed with being in the mob. He's this kid from Howard Beach. His uncle's in the mob. He's one of these wannabes. He walked to Joey Merlino. He goes to court with Joey Merlino. He always wants to be seen by everybody. Slick back hair. Looks like I got to get a picture of him. Quintessential like wannabe guy.
Yeah.
He starts doing work for this guy in Howard Beach. Guy tells him to light a car on fire. He gets someone else to do it. Eventually gets arrested. He's doing 10 years in the feds right now. And the question is, when he gets out, a lot of people believe he'll be kind of an up-and-comer type. But he started hanging out with Philly. I think what will happen is his uncle, who's in the Lucchese family, will take him over and kind of bring him in. But he will be fought over. I think he'll stay in New York, though. Philly's got no future. I would say Lucchese family.
By the way, one more question here. We'll go. Donnie, it says, Donnie, do you think Jeff is the next Jimmy the Greek? Do you remember Jimmy the Greek? You got to know who the guy is, right?
Of course.
That guy was the first, like, gambling when it wasn't mainstream, was on mainstream shows talking about the guys out there in Vegas here. So, Jeff, could that be your future there? By the way, can you be on network, Jeff? Sitting on, like, CBS football, like you're Jimmy the Greek over in the corner? Throw it over
I think that kind of whole thing is gone in our society now. Like the betting professional.
Yeah.
Well, the betting professional is like the attractive woman that knows nothing about gambling. Like Erin Dolan knows nothing about gambling, but she's attractive, so we put her on TV.
She's still on, by the way, I don't watch that like ESPN. Is ESPN Bets the show still around? Because there's no more book anymore. I don't
I've seen her.
TV right now.
She's still around.
Probably roll it back around, right?
Yeah, she's still around, but I think like the modern day Jimmy the Greek, at least they try to spin him as this nice guy. I don't think he's Jimmy the Greek. Was your boy Crackman?
Yeah,
he always had the fedora on, and
I just wish he would talk more sports. Like, give me a pick or two.
Well, he's been forced to. He talks a lot more now.
Oh, he does.
I'll give him a shout out though. When that NBA gambling thing happened, he had me on VSiN. He was raving about my show I did on it. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'll probably see him out in Vegas when I'm out there. But Donnie, how do you feel that this will be? After this week, I won't be on for a bit.
Yeah, how about that? We're going to miss you. By the way, Jeff going out to play poker here. We got to hold it down. And as we said a lot of times, like we're working through things right here, and we thought it would be a very good show where Jeff and I come on, talk topics. The handicaps, by the way, people are going to come. You love Jeff, college basketball. Jeff wins. I win as well. The information is king. That's a community we're going to build. Wait until, let's talk about maybe mid-August or so, Jeff. You are going to get more picks and plays that you're ever going to be able to deal with, and analysis is going to get down. But this is, Jeff, again, similar to the mob terms. Like we've done this, the summer sit-downs, hot topics here. Introduce ourselves to the fan base here. Hey, look, show looks like it's kind of fun. Wait till it kicks in the drive and you have a lot of stuff. And by the way, Messi does get on the board here with a goal, Jeff. 1-0 Argentina. But Jeff is going to be away for some time because He had prior commitments there to go out for the World Series of Poker. We're going to get updates. We're going to cheer Jeff on. Somebody's getting 10% of Jeff's winnings. But we do have a fill-in, which we are going to keep under wraps right now and fill you in on who that's going to be and introduce him to the show. But Jeff is right. By the way, I'm going to miss you, though, man. Like, I feel like I told you, I've been having more fun with you in this last week than I've had in, like, the past decade here. And I love it. And we're going to do big things together. I'm going to miss you, though. I am.
Yeah, well, listen, I'll check in. I already told you if I do win or go deep, I'll still be back for the show. I'm looking forward to it, though. It's going to be fun. I haven't been to Vegas in a few years, so I'm excited about it.
There you go. Jeff heading out to Vegas. Well, I'll do it for the show today. It's Crossing Lines. Once again, the only thing we ask from you guys, if you like the show, support the show. You want to be around for a while? That's how you support it. All social media outlets here. Comment, like, subscribe, retweet it there on Twitter. As Jeff said, a lot of you watch through Twitter the same way I do as well. YouTube, trying to build that channel up here. Around 373, I think, coming into the show after 1 week here for subscriptions. We want to get that as high as possible. Go ahead, Jeff.
I will tomorrow tease. I will have some NBA draft props. Make sure you tune in.
Yeah.
Yankees tonight, Donnie. We need a big outing from them. Let's say like 7-1. That'd be just nice tonight.
By the way, I need it because you see what I do. Like I always have like little AI graphic up there to put my show plays out before the show. How can we get like? Here's what I want you to do. I don't want to
ruin it. I want people to tune in.
But I want people to, because I need a timestamp. We're going to explain it as they get there. People are going to watch the show regardless. But I want that up there because it feels like once it's there, Jeff, I can retweet it with you and be like, you know what? Jeff killed that here. As opposed to, you got to watch the show. Because they're going to watch the show anyway at this point and get the pick. But I want it there so you can get your accolades. Like, what? Jeff, you're such a, SOB at this point. Let me find, like, Jeff, you're such a old man. You liar. You anything at this point. Like, we don't want that anymore. Like, we want to put it, and I know it makes you laugh when
Honey, it wouldn't.
Jeff, you son of a. Yeah, see.
But it wouldn't matter because I could win 50 in a row and they would say, they're not real, or that's not right, or you didn't track it. It's always, you can't win.
It's always where it is. But you know what you can win? Watching Crossing Lines Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll continue to do that tomorrow on a Tuesday. As Jeff pointed out, it's a nice little teaser. Also, we do have Alex Wilson tomorrow to talk with us, getting us an extra guest. But Jeff's going to give that complete breakdown and analysis. Maybe Giannis gets moved overnight at this point. So big doings tomorrow. Thank you so much for the support out here. Absolutely love it. We're building. We're growing. It's Crossing Lines. Make sure you give us a follow. And you know what? DRS and Jeff, we're going to sleep good tonight. Watch everything. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.